And Tracy Gibbs has brought his expertise to this company now. So what makes it different? It's different because it is a radical way of getting nutrients into your body. And those of you that are with the company, you know that the problem with our health care today is that it is not health care. I mean, health care is waited around for us to eat the wrong foods, breathe the wrong air, drink the wrong water, not exercise. And so really we don't have a healthcare industry. So guess what? It's up to you guys. And what that means is being healthy. I mean, we know that we are not getting the proper nutrients. When we were designed by God, we were given something called DNA. And our DNA is little vacuum cleaners. The DNA says, feed me, feed me, feed me, but feed me right. And it's not complicated. It's fruits, it's vegetables, a little bit of protein, and exercise and clean water. I mean, it's not that complicated, but we don't. We eat too much food that is processed, too many chemicals. We don't even drink enough water. I mean, water should be the only thing we drink, but we don't. So if we would just learn, and this is part of the equation, because this company is, not only is it a nutraceutical company, but it is a health company. So I would hope that all of you will be ambassadors for health as well as ambassadors for these products. And if I can just teach you just a little bit about what you can do individually, if you learn that, you can share it with your friends and with your family. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but I want you to be committed. I want you to know that these products are unique. Now I'll tell you a little bit about why I'm here and how it all happened. I was at a friend's house, and Francoise and Ricky were there. And I started hearing about the way that these products are designed. And these products are designed in a way which there are no other nutraceuticals that are designed like this. And you might say, well, what's the big deal? One of my favorite chemicals, molecules, is something called curcumin. And you get it from turmeric, which is the spice. All right, and it's in curry powder. It's that orange stuff that when you go and you get Indian food, that's what it is. And the curcumin, it's an amazing molecule. It truly is. If I had enough time, I would tell you all of the amazing things that it does. It is the primary ingredient in Renew. And when I get to Renew, I'll talk a little bit about it. But the problem with it is that when you eat it, your body really doesn't want to absorb it. And I have figured out, and Erica will attest to this, that I have tried to figure out how to create something where I could actually leach the curcumin out of the spice and get it into an oil form where I could actually eat it and it would be absorbed. And it was on my website and a lot of people made it. Erica ate it sometimes. I ate it most of the time. It didn't taste too bad. But so here I am. And actually, y'all at the conference, you saw that I do grow my own turmeric. And actually, it's going crazy right now. It really is. I mean,
it's flowering.
It's taking, and it's flowering. Remember, I talked about those white honeycomb flowers, but it's a beautiful plant. All right, so I'm getting to why you should be excited. Because if I'm excited about it, it's worthy of being excited about. A liposome is a way that you can take a molecule and you put it inside of this little bubble. And this bubble happens to be water soluble and fat soluble. That's the key. When you take this molecule and you put it inside of a liposome, when I take it into my mouth, I am absorbing 26 times more than I can absorb if I just take it in the form of curry, or if I grind it up in my blender, or if I take it in my little curcumin bars that I thought I was so smart in making. And I realized that all of that was thrown out because this was so radical. It was the one way that I could get those nutrients that I was craving and knowing about and getting them into my bloodstream. All right, so that's sort of how I got involved in the company. The other thing you need to know, so that's radical. I mean, by taking something and putting it into a structure, because a liposome is a structure, which is fat and water soluble, it can not only go from my stomach into my bloodstream, but it can actually live in my bloodstream longer, and then it can cross the cell membranes and get into the mitochondria where everything good happens. And then guess what? It gains access to our DNA. So that's what we really need to do. We need to bathe our DNA with the right nutrients. And that's what's so unique. The other thing you need to know is Tracy Gibbs he's the one that's designed all of these. I take credit for none of them. So he really is the one who designed all these products, and he did a great job. I mean, as I look at what he has done, how he has put them together, it is phenomenal. Tracy's specialty is actually enzymes. And so what's an enzyme? An enzyme, you know what stomach enzymes are, right? You take something, you eat it, it goes into your stomach, and then your stomach basically breaks it down into the components that your body can use. So it breaks them down, it puts them in little tiny pieces, it goes into your bloodstream, and then your body can actually absorb them. So much of our food is not absorbed because it's not broken down properly. And so what Tracy did is he said, look, if it's not broken down, let's just put the enzyme right along with whatever it is we're trying to break down. So some of these are liposomal products and some of them are enzyme products. The bottom line is all of these are what are called bioavailable. That means that these kick everybody else's you-know-what when it comes to absorption. And why is that important? If you're going to spend the money and if you're going to bother taking it, make sure that your body is able to use it. And that's what really makes us unique. I'm going to talk a little bit about, so I want you to be excited about the products, because I hope you know I am. I'm also very available. I do a better job of being excited about the products than I do what these guys do, right? But you see, there has to be these guys to get you guys excited about the business end. Yeah. And then there needs to be guys like me who say, I am so excited about the science that you better just be excited about the science because it's good enough to be excited about. Yeah. Really. And then you put these two together and you think, this could work. Now, why am I excited? Because if you've got, I know that we've got enough people out here that have got stories to tell. And those stories are success stories. These are about people's lives that have really, truly been changed. So you take this thing of motivating people, Ricky and Francoise, you're the motivators. I can at least teach you, and then you guys can go out and change healthcare in America. Doesn't that sound good? Yeah. It really sort of does. From the pulpit, but Eric is sitting there thinking, he sounds like a preacher.
You can't read my mind.
But I want you to get excited and know that this is worthy of your excitement. It really is. Let's talk relatively briefly. How long do you want me to talk? I'll go 5-10 minutes. But actually, I hope this is the part where we can start to hear a little bit about why these products are special. Because products that don't work don't sell. If you're selling a product that doesn't work, get out of the business right now. And if you share this with people, I promise you, if you do, you will have success. And there's nothing better than somebody coming up to you and saying, my life has changed, my story is different because of this, because you shared this with me. And because you shared this with me, it changed my life. And that is a whole what if. What if you decided to share this with somebody? It could possibly change their life. And you don't know. So that's why the what if is always there. It's really a leap of faith. Let's talk about the products. Vtox is new. All right, it's a brand new product. Vtox is used. There it is. And you can see that it is actually a detoxifying formula. Now, why is that important? Well, it's important because this body of mine has been absorbing toxins, all of it, my whole life. I've been absorbing heavy metals, not tons. If it was tons, I'd be really heavy. But you know what I mean? Whether it's through our lungs, through our skin, things that we put, lotions, things that we put in our body, things that we think are really healthy are not. They are. They're going right straight through our skin into our body. Anytime that you have fish or shellfish, those are all contaminated with PCBs, certain types of heavy metals. Now, it's not so bad a little bit, right? I mean, because our body can deal with that. But when you're 59 years old and you've been eating fish your whole life, you know where that stuff goes? It accumulates. You can't get rid of it. And you know where it mostly goes? Right here. It goes into your fat, and it's stored in your fat. That's why some of us have a problem when we lose weight, because we sort of get stuck or we start getting sick, because when you lose weight, a lot of those really toxic chemicals are released, and it's hard for your body to clear them. It is. Your body says, what the heck did you do? I'm just seeing all of this mercury I didn't know was in me. And you start getting sick. So what this does is it actually allows your body to get rid of those impurities. And really there are several ways that our body gets rid of all these bad chemicals that I have stored my whole life. We get rid of it through our lungs. We get rid of it through our skin. We get rid of it through our kidneys and our liver. That's really how we do it. Anybody have a story to tell about detox? Anybody taking it? All right. Any stories? It's one of those things where I don't expect you to say, wow, I feel so great. But most people who use it will say, yeah, it was a little bit weird. I got acne for a while, and then my skin cleared up. Well, that's good. That means that you're actually starting to clear some of the toxins out of your body. So this is one of those things that's really sort of unique, because you've all heard of cleanses. This is a cleanse. This is the cleanse in a pill form. It's a one-a-day product. This is Eternal, and I can never remember the name of it, and so I guess I just have to somehow think of Eternal. It's a good word, isn't it? Eternal. Yeah. I feel like there should be a Bible verse going here. But Eternal. I'll just say a couple of words about Eternal. Eternal is the new beauty product that works from the inside out. That's really what it is. And those of you that know anything about beauty, that's a weird question. Anybody know about beauty? We look in the mirror every day, so we look at other people every day. So we see wrinkles, we see changes in our skin, we see things that we don't necessarily like. And that's called aging. And aging is really when parts of our body deal with what are called free radicals. Free radicals are what age us. So antioxidants come in and they actually neutralize free radicals, and that makes us or keeps us young. So what this is, it's got an amazing molecule called glutathione. Glutathione is the premier #1, absolutely, unquestionably the most amazing antioxidant in the world. And our body makes it. The only problem is, especially as we age, we don't make enough of it. This is the other bummer. Glutathione is absolutely not absorbed. If you took a pill of glutathione and you put it in your mouth, almost none of it is absorbed. In fact, the only way to get glutathione in your body is through an IV, until the liposome. And now we actually, and this is the first time glutathione's been put into a liposome. Now you can take this product and put it in your body, and you have access to this amazing molecule. Glutathione is the number one antioxidant. And I'm not going to talk about antioxidants too much, but just know that antioxidants and polyphenols are the anti-aging molecules that you want to have. They really are. They're critical. Next. All right, Neuro. Neuro is one of those amazing products that works by getting through the blood-brain barrier into our brain and enhancing cognition, enhancing memory, the speed at which you can do calculations. The way it does that, I don't know. I'll be honest. There are certain things called phosphatidylserine, phosphatidylcholine, and there's ginkgo biloba. There are many nutrients that are in there. And the bottom line is there are so many stories about Neuro. Does anybody have anything briefly to say about their experience with Neuro? Neuro, please, go ahead.
Come on, guy. Neuro, I guess I started taking all the products back February 27th. I'm a Vietnam vet. I was taking about 20 pills a day for PTSD, Agent Orange, the whole stuff that the VA gives us. I haven't taken after a month upon the products, I stopped taking all my medication. I'm also, I lost about 38 to 40 pounds. So, but that's from taking all the rest of the products. But Neuro is the thing that really, makes me feel like these products are, and the reason I took the product was I wanted to prove to Mario that All this stuff is full of shit. And that's what I want, because a Marine telling another Marine that this thing works, and I've been involved in other products too. So
I'm a medical doctor. I promise you, there's no shit in here. Thank you. But your story is, I mean, think about what happened. All right, let's just analyze it. You're on 20 medications.
yeah, I'm none now.
Okay, you're on none.
And not only that, what it did for me is it brought 3 or 4 of my friends, Vietnam friends, came into my house on walkers. Today, they don't use a walker, they don't use a cane, and these are Vietnam vets. Come into my house now, they're rocking products.
Yeah. All right. So let's analyze that.
That's renewed.
That's renewed. That's my favorite molecule. Glutathione is up there, but curcumin is my number 1. But let's think about what happened. You're on 20 medications. You're not on them anymore. What does that do financially to the pharmaceutical industry? They are absolutely bummed out right now because you are going to be on all 20 of those for the rest of your life. But somebody introduced you to this, Mario, thank you very much.
Yes, I have.
But see, Mario knew a little bit about the products, and he loves you. I mean, guys aren't supposed to say it, but he does. He does. He cared about you, and he
Well,
said,
it's a Marine taking care of another Marine.
there you go.
That's
Yeah. It's just the macho love.
That's it.
Yeah. So, but he shared it with you, right? And look what it's done. I mean, the pharmaceutical industry, that's why I'm saying share the products. It has the potential to change people's lives. Do you feel better off of your medicine or on your medicine?
Oh, off.
Off. So I'm embarrassed to say that we have failed you because there are no doctors that sort of sit down with you and say, you know what, this is what you're doing, but I think you need to change your diet, or I think you need to do this, or you need to be on some of these products. We don't. We write prescriptions and we say next. So, and it doesn't mean we mean ill to you. We don't, but we just don't get paid to prevent disease. And so I hate to say it, but the reason that I like Vasayo is because it motivates you. It motivates you financially. You have skin in the game to try to do something altruistic to change people's lives. Mario, not only do you have, he is thanking you for what you did, but you benefit financially from it. That's a perfect system. It really is. All right, I'm talking too much. All right, so actually glutathione is my 3rd favorite molecule. Melatonin is my 2nd favorite molecule. If you think that this is just a sleep product, you're wrong. Melatonin is a first of all, melatonin is a hormone. It's produced in our brain. By the time you get to 50, the melatonin secretion has gone down significantly. So when you get in your 50s, 60s, you have a hard time sleeping sometimes. What else have we done to screw up the melatonin secretion? Anybody know? Phones. Exactly. Ultraviolet light. So we used to, guess what happened when the sun used to go down? We used to either light a kerosene lamp or we'd go to bed. And our body is actually supposed to say, dark equals bed. Well, now what do? We lay in bed and we have this bright thing sitting in front of us. It's called an iPad or a cell phone. And it totally screws up our melatonin secretion. So we think of melatonin as a sleep hormone. It is that. But it is one of the most amazing antioxidants and anti-cancer molecules out there. Now, what else is weird about it is, I'm an ophthalmologist, right? I care about the eye. All of my patients that have macular degeneration, I tell them to take melatonin. Because the study exists, which now shows that if you take melatonin, we can possibly not only prevent and maybe reverse macular degeneration, but we also know that it helps with proliferative diabetic retinopathy. So 2 of the big causes of blindness in the United States. And that's melatonin. So the list goes on. Sleep is so important. Though most of us say, yeah, it's a bummer when I don't sleep because I'm crabby. You know what else happens to your body when you don't sleep? You get cancer. We know that women who work the night shift, they get breast cancer at a much, much higher rate. So we know that sleep is vitally important. It's more than just I perform and feel better. It's that you need sleep and you need to have it in a rhythmic, regular cycle, because that is when our body restores itself. It's very important. Renew. Renew is it. I mean, we talked a little bit about Renew, but Renew is basically curcumin and resveratrol, two of the most potent and amazing polyphenols, which are antioxidants. Real briefly, I think everybody should be on Renew. And once again, Renew is anti-cancer and it's anti-inflammatory. And it's almost comical. It's not comical to you, but it's comical to me. Because it says that it's for cartilage and joint function. It does that, but it does so much more. The curcumin molecule is a molecule which is so specific that it can circulate throughout your body. And it can find a spot that needs to be healed, and it heals it. But it can also go to a cancer cell and destroy it.
Wow.
Now, everybody's all jazzed. You know the Nobel Peace Prize, it was just given within the last week. And you know what it was given for? Immunotherapy. Immunotherapy is when we can program, and I'm getting a little technical, but just bear with me for a second. These are people that designed a molecule that latched it onto a beta cell, and then it goes to the cancer cells and kills it. Curcumin has done that all along. Curcumin can actually differentiate between a cancer cell, go kill it, and go to a cartilage and actually heal it. That's what's phenomenal about curcumin. That's why I'm so excited about sharing this stuff. How many of you can feel the cancer cells in their body right now? None of you can, right? But I promise you that I have cancer in my body right now. I don't know about it. You do too. All of you do. Every minute of every day, your body is killing cancer cells. That's what we do. It's when your immune system fails that you develop cancer. And it's inflammation, it's lack of sleep, it's pollutants, it's a lot of things. All of those things add up. So when people say, well, I feel healthy, sorry guys, but you're all developing cancer. You're all developing plaques in your heart. The little vessels in our brain are slowly fading away. Now, I'm not trying to make you depressed. but Erica taught me something very important, and this is from the Juice Pluses. You cannot feel prevention. You can't. So when people say, I don't have a joint problem, so I don't really think I'm going to take Renew, and it's like, sorry guy, but you've got a cancer problem. And Renew is that one. It's funny, I went on the website and I didn't see Renew, and I thought, did he take Renew? Did they take Renew? But it just had to look hard. But I thought, Renew is that one thing that you have to be on. Because it's not a joint, it's an anti-cancer, it's anti-aging, it's got resveratrol in there, the formula is amazing. Have you ever noticed Tracy says amazing all the time?
Now you do.
All right, core. Core is, when I first came to the company and Tracy or you guys showed me core, I thought, I really did. Because I take Juice Plus. And Juice Plus is all basically fruits and vegetables. Nothing else. Actually, it's got some probiotics in it as well. It does. Juice Plus does. But then I saw what he had done here, and what he's done is he's taken vitamins and minerals, right? We need that. We need vitamin D3. He's taken omega-3 fatty acids. We need that. We need trace minerals. But you've also heard about the superfruits. You've heard about the greens, right? The chlorella, all of the amazing things that are more than just vitamins. But if you're taking a vitamin, you're missing the boat. Vitamins are so passé, it's sort of pathetic. It really is. We know that vitamins don't do anything for longevity. Nothing. A Centrum Silver does nothing for you. And we've studied it. We used to think vitamin A and vitamin C and vitamin E, if you just took that stuff in massive doses, it would create long life. And we know that that's not the case. Now we understand what creates longevity, and it's phytonutrients, it's the antioxidants. It's what God intentionally created when He made food. And food is part of the equation of keeping us young and vital. But we've sort of forgotten that. You know, we decided if I'm full, I have good nutrition. Well, no. If you eat poorly, your health will be poor as well. So this has got omega-3 fatty acids. How many of you are taking omegas or believe in it or heard of it? So it's got omegas, it's got the enzymes, so that actually will be absorbed. The superfruits, the probiotics. How many of you have taken probiotics at one time or another? How many of you know what the microbiome is? All right, so the microbiome is your gut, right? Your small intestine, your colon, all the stuff that we really like to think about a lot every day, right? But what that does, the gut is full of bacteria. And so you might say, gross. But that bacteria is actually keeping us alive. So when you take an antibiotic and you kill your gut flora, it is a very, very bad thing. Because our gut is what really it's vitally important when it comes to our immune system, but it also acts as neurotransmitters. In fact, we can take somebody's personality and change it depending on what happens in their gut flora. So you need to make sure you've got lots of healthy bacteria in your gut. It's vitally important. So Tracy's done that. He's got phytonutrients. This is sort of the whole deal. That's the whole package. If you had one thing that you could take, if you could only afford one thing, there's unquestionably that is it. And then, of course, Renew. All right, Slim is a weight management product. I'm not going to talk about everything that's in there, but the coolest story about that is the Slimulata. Slimulata is an extract from a cactus in India. And the story goes is that during times of famine, there was no food. So they would chew on this cactus, and what this cactus does is it curbs your appetite. So instead of these people being extraordinarily hungry, this was actually curb their appetite. Now that's how it works. It does curb appetite, but it also increases metabolism. So what you do eat, it'd be great if we could burn it faster without us having to expend a lot of energy, right? Yeah. So that's really what it does. And it's been very successful. We've got somebody in here, what was the number? 117. 117. 117.
I started on January 8th.
Wow.
From January 8th today.
That's amazing. Gosh, that's great. So congratulations, honestly. Now, we clap, but you understand, you got to understand what that does to every part of your body. I mean, obesity affects everything. Everything. It affects you being at risk for diabetes. It affects your cancer for sure. Your cancer rate has gone down astronomically. We know that people that are obese have a higher incidence of Alzheimer's disease. The problem with having too much weight is when you have that much extra weight, that fat acts like a huge inflammatory organ. And it produces all of these chemicals, these molecules that are inflammatory. And that is why people that are overweight have so many health issues. Works great. I would say that it works great when it works great, but I've also heard of people that it has not worked well. And that's okay. That's okay. All of these products, that's the beauty of these products. We can't necessarily predict whose DNA is going to exactly work for all this stuff. This works for everybody. But some of this stuff, you will like it and you may not like it. That's why I encourage everybody, when you start out, try every product. Try every product. Don't just say, well, I don't need that one. Try every product. But that's why it's so important to educate. When you do go out and you're trying this stuff, at least be able to tell them a little bit about it. Besides, it's supposed to be good for your joints. Yeah, that's my new pet peeve. B3 is your Red Bull that's healthy. So if you're feeling sort of tired at 1 o'clock or you're tired at 8 a.m., this is something you mix with water. It tastes good. It's got green tea extract. It's got ginseng in it. So it's got a little bit of caffeine, but not a lot. It's got some coconut water extract in there. So it's healthy. It's healthy. It's sort of a really nice blend of caffeine, the safe kind of caffeine. It's got theobromine, which is chocolate, so it gives you that, chocolate, right? Chocolate makes you feel good when you eat it. So that is a beautiful product. Erica takes 1 or 2 a day. I take it at least once a day. When I have to give a talk at night, I usually take it before I give the talk because it helps me engage. Did we do all the products, or is there any more? That's it. So, in summary, guys, I hope that I'm going to open it. Do we have time for questions?